Okay, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. You're opening.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, I didn't realize you were recording. All right,
I
hi
said
guys.
whenever you're ready.
Well, no, I didn't realize you were gonna say that though while we were recording. You know what I mean? That's something you say before you start the recording.
And then I cut it out.
Whatever. Anyways, hi guys. Episode 23 of the alleged podcast. Fucking doing the intro again because of savagery. Anyway, it's fucking Saturday, and it's June 10th. It's fucking almost 11 o'clock right now, and we're back in the original fucking spot.
Actually, we're not. The original spot is over there.
The original spot's over there, but we're in, didn't we do like the last few here? The last like few like in this building in this one?
Yeah.
I wonder what the last one maybe
it was with Phil, I think.
And Steve?
Maybe.
It might have been with Phil and Steve, because I think that was all of our last ones, right? It was usually those two, and then, we had somebody else on, and then that was cut. And
yeah, I just want to say, Phil, if you're listening to this, we miss you.
We miss you, Phil, and I hope you're one of the 5 or 6 people that listens every week. Please. And if you would like to come on, please text us, because we're both socially awkward, and it's probably not going to happen if we try. But because we're doing weird hours. I mean, when do you think your girlfriend's going to end up coming on?
I don't know.
I mean, if we do it next week, I'm off Saturday and Sunday, but I might go to my dad's. So, I mean, could we do it sometime during the week in like the afternoon after I work?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't have my work schedule with me right now, but I could tell you later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have my work schedule for I think the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
In the group chat. So if you ever need to look at it, it's there.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, what's going on, guys? We're back. We literally did a half an hour, and then something fucked up. So now we're doing it again. This probably will be a shorter episode, but whatever.
Like 40 minutes maybe. I screwed up bad.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them?
Well, basically, I came to the setup early because I wanted to see if we can get our original spot back, so we didn't have to do it in the gym. Yeah. So I came a little early. And I got to we call it I don't know. We can call it the eye spot, I guess.
The eye spot, sure, yeah.
I got to the eye spot, and I was like, okay, I'm here. I'll just start setting up. So when Zach gets here, it'll be all set up. And we have these mic stands, and I didn't know how Zach wanted it, so I didn't put the mic in there. I didn't plug the mic in because you have to put the mic in first, and then you have in the mic stand, and then you can plug it in.
Yeah.
You can't plug in the mic and then put the mic in. It just doesn't fit that way. And so I just left the mic unplugged, and I left the mic stand there for him to set up on his own so he can get it comfortable how he likes it. But I set mine up, and I plugged mine in, and I set up my audio on the recording base that we have, but I didn't set his up, obviously, because his is not plugged in yet. So when we were ready to go, I forgot to add his mic audio.
So there's only one channel going.
So there was only my channel was set up, and you could hear my voice clearly through the mic, but his just sounded like it was in the background without a mic. And I literally didn't realize that till I was about to, we were about to take our half-hour break. So
that's the first fuck up in a while, though. We haven't had a fuck up in a little while.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what the last one was. No, I don't know. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Was it? Maybe it was the first fuck up we did. Was the last one.
Maybe.
Because I mean, we've been really cautious about it since.
The first known.
Yeah.
First known one.
Yeah. That
wasn't like later when we listened to it or anything like that.
Do you wanna do that segment again or no?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you go first this time.
All
so
right,
what was the most? This is Tyler's new segment, by the way.
Yeah, just to get it reintroduced in our, so we talk about outside things, newsworthy things. So we're gonna talk about us for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to get back into it. It's what's the most important thing we did this week. Most important thing I did this week is I played my manager into giving me a shift with my girlfriend because they don't schedule us anymore together, which is pretty crappy.
And the two that didn't like it were there.
They worked the day shift. We both worked the night shift, so they weren't going to be staying. But they both noticed that we were working, and they were clearly not exuberant about it because one of them asked my girlfriend, Humna. She was like, "Oh, you're not working tonight," because they're not used to seeing us together.
Yeah.
And she was able to say, "Yeah, we are." Or, "Yes, I am working tonight." And it was good that they were both there and they were both leaving.
Yeah.
And I said earlier that, I don't really care if they listen to this.
Yeah.
This is my outside life, and I don't really care about the job that much. So,
yeah.
it is what it is. And yesterday I found out that the manager that doesn't, because they're both not excited about us, being in a relationship for whatever reason. They're just not happy with their lives or something. They're jealous. I don't know. Me and Humna have our theories. But, one of them recently started to just not talk to me at all for whatever reason. Pretty petty, pretty childish.
Yeah.
And I guess she told Humna that she doesn't talk to me anymore because I'm too quiet. And it was just the pretty bullshittiest reason I've ever heard in my life. Because I definitely am a quiet person, but that phase in my work life is way behind me. Like, I talk to basically everybody now.
Yeah.
I used to be really quiet, and that never stopped her before. So I don't know why she's saying that now. Never stopped her before.
Do you, when you're at your job, do you, the whole time you're there, you're like, fuck, I want to go?
There are some nights when that goes down, and that's usually when I have nobody to talk to, and it's just nobody shopping.
Yeah.
It's really slow. Everything gets done. The floor is clean. And it's just now what?
Yeah.
Because I'm in the same department all the time because I'm a man. Men cannot work in the women's department.
Sexist.
Unless it's 9 o'clock and we're about to close and there's nobody shopping.
Yeah.
That's the only time I can help out. But yeah, I'm gonna identify as a woman, and then they can't say anything about it.
Yeah, they can't.
But I don't know how I have so much appreciation for the female workers that work with me, because I could not do that Mrs. department. It is bad every night. It is
Oh yeah, well, there's
terrible.
probably more women going in and out.
It is
right?
terrible busy in that department every night. I don't know how they do it. I'm just when I get things to put away, I'm just fuck. They have a whole fitting room to put away. So, and mine is just a couple of things, and so.
And I think maybe.
And they have to work in all departments. There's a juniors department, misses, and men's. They have to work in all three on any given night.
Yeah.
And I only have to work in men's on any given night. Yeah. So I do feel really bad for them. I would have quit by now. I really would have.
Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day. Every time I go to my job, it was only the first week where every morning I was oh yeah, I gotta go now. But every time I go, they're all right, I'm just doing this now. But now it's I literally I do not mind at all being there. It really doesn't I don't it's a job, but it just doesn't feel like I'm really working. It just feels all right, cleaning this, filling that. I'm just doing stuff basically.
Well,
I'm doing it for money.
I was saying to the person I was working with yesterday, I've come to terms with the job for what it is. I'm not trying to make it any better, because I know I can't, and it's not going to get any worse because I've been at the worst part of this job. And so I come to work, I accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
I do what I got to do, and then I leave, and I'm not trying to make anybody happy except, to make my department look presentable. And I feel they ask me quite a bit if I want to pick up more hours, and I feel bad when I tell them no, because I feel kind of unreliable.
Yeah.
But one reason I do it is because, one, I don't really need them. I'm just a college student. I don't really have a lot to pay for right now, so I don't really need the money. The money that I'm making is just being saved up anyways, and so I like the schedule and the hours that I get, and so I say no because I like my off days, and I accept my off days when I get them each week. And if I put hours on that day, I'm just that's one less off day that I have. And so that's one reason why I do it. The second reason is, well, I just basically said it. I have my off days, and when I find out what days that I'm off, it's like I'm already prepared to have those days off. And if I put a shift on it, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
And so, but, I think about it and I'm like, I'm not trying to move up in this retail store. I'm just here to, make money.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to impress anybody. So I shouldn't really feel that bad. If I show up for the shifts that they schedule me for, it's fine. And they can't do anything about it if I say no anyways.
Basically pulling a Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's funny that you say that, because you remember I was telling you the girl that was in our science class, and her boyfriend is someone we used to work with, and now I work with her at this whole other job. She was talking to me yesterday, and she was telling Dan, the guy's name is Dan that we used to work with.
Yeah.
She was telling him about this. And she was like, "Oh yeah." He was like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember Zach too." And he used to get in trouble a lot from Rick.
Yeah. No, I didn't get in too much trouble, but like Rick was just a cunt.
He didn't like you. And I was like telling her, I'm like, the only reason he didn't get fired is because I probably stopped him from getting in trouble more times than he actually got caught.
Yeah, and I think me, you, and Marco being a guy that worked for Rick for like 10 plus years, I think us three were probably like the best ones that did our job.
Yeah. And
but I feel like, no offense to you, Dan, if you're going to listen to this, or I don't even think Rob knows what a podcast is. the original Bowling Alley Boys, the OGs. Did we even talk about that on the podcast? We probably did.
Yeah, I think
but anyways,
we might have.
I think, those guys were not that good. And
no, they were good. It's just they
got. I feel like they got in trouble more than me. I feel like Rick, the only time he really got mad at me is when I couldn't like hear him, and like when I was doing that job, my ears would just get filled with sweat. Like, it would just get plugged up, and like there was just certain points where I literally just couldn't hear it all. And also I'd have a headphone in one ear, so it's just like making it even worse. And I think cutting days, he really didn't ever get mad at me. It was more or less like the days where we would vacuum. But I remember one day, just the whole day, he was pissed. We didn't do, I think, what's that one street that we end on for cutting days on Thursdays?
Grissom.
We didn't do that one for I think one or 2 weeks, so we came back to it and it was really dirty, and Rick was saying be really thorough, and I was kind of doing my own thing, and I'm someone who kind of just like, I watched Marco do something, so then I repeated it, and I noticed that he didn't really always get everything clean enough. It was always like he would maybe leave some stuff on those rugs, and it was like, okay, whatever, you don't need to be super thorough. And then I kind of had that same mentality, and I did one building, and then I went to the next one, and then I went all the way to the top, plugged my fucking vacuum in, and then Marco goes, "Hey Zach, Rick wants you," and I'm like, fuck, and it's like super hot and I'm sweaty, so I go down the stairs, and then I start walking over, and then Rick is like, "Come on, hurry up," and I'm like, oh fuck, so I run over, and he's like, do you see that rug right there? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you see how fucking dirty that is? And I'm like, I mean, I guess I don't know. And he's like, look, we didn't do this for like 2 weeks, so you gotta be super thorough with this. And I'm like, oh, all right, I'm sorry, I was doing what Marco showed me. He's like, well, Marco wouldn't have done that. And I'm like, okay. So then,
well, yeah, see, it's trust. Like, he trusts Marco because he's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
We've only been there for a couple of months.
No, at that point, I think it was like week 2 or 3 for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really early.
Okay, so you've only been there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but then like the very first time he yelled at me was like, I think in that same day, and it's when we were on, what were the 2 buildings where we each got our own? Mine was really dirty.
Oh, Sayer,
yeah. And basically, what happened? Oh, so me and Rick go in that building. It's the first time I'm doing that building, and he told me to start from the stairs and go down, But if I want to plug down there, I can go and plug down there. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to plug in down there. So I go down and I start to plug, and then I put my vacuum on the ground, and then my vacuum's facing this way, away from him. So I think he thought I was going to start over there, and he goes, Zach, at like the top of his lungs, and I turn around and he's like, did you not hear what I said? I said start from the stairs up. I don't just talk for you not to listen. And I'm like, I was going to come down. He's like, yeah, you were going to come down now. And I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, he, one of the first things he told us, but he never yells at his
Yeah,
coworkers.
over the fucking phone. He lied to our virtual faces. I usually never yell at my workers. And you know, I don't want to bash the guy because you know he's a hardworking motherfucker. You know,
he's been doing this business for like 30 years.
Yeah, from
and
the 80s.
I don't know how anybody could do this.
I mean, we talk shit about him, and it's because he was our boss. But you know, hardworking motherfucker.
He still invited us back. You know, this summer.
Yeah, but neither one of us called him back.
Sorry, Rick.
Him and Marco, I was talking to Tyra about this the other day. Him and Marco probably had bets on us.
Yeah.
If we would come back or not.
And they probably had two different bets. Marco, they probably had a bet whether I'd come back, and a separate one whether you'd come back. Yeah,
and
it was probably opposite.
And probably another one if we both come back.
Yeah, and it was probably if Rick was probably like, yes, I'll come back. Marco was saying, no, you wouldn't, and then. Or no, that I wouldn't. Yeah. And then no, I fucked it up.
No, I know you're getting at that.
I feel like Rick thought I'd come back. Yeah. And you wouldn't. Yeah. And Marco thought you would come back and I wouldn't, or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
But I feel like just Rick was hoping that you wouldn't come back at all.
Probably not. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean. But I was thinking about it the other day at work because, like I said, I literally do not mind being there at all. It's really not that much of a job to me. The only time I fucking really get pissed off is when I have to make onions, and I usually do every day at one point. But it's really not that big of a deal because, like, for me, I don't even cry because of my contacts. Everybody else cries when they do it. So I'm basically like the one that should be obligated to do them since I don't have to deal with that. But the only time I really fucking get angry is when it's like 5 minutes before I'm about to leave, and then someone says, oh yeah, could you clear out those dishes before we go? And it's just like a fucking pile. Like, it is just like, I know I'm going to be here for an extra 10 minutes.
Well,
I'm not getting paid for
that
it.
Is how it is at my job. Like, at the end of the night, you know, we have something called a recovery room, which is where the returns are. And then we go and we get our returns, bring them back to the department, put them away. And, you know, most people, even though the managers frown upon it, most people don't go to the recovery room within the last hour before the store closes. So usually our store closes at 10. So people after 9 o'clock, we usually don't go to that room because we're doing touch-ups and we're trying to, you know, get whatever is already in the fitting room out of the fitting room and just make sure that the department is stable and clean. And we don't need that extra stuff to put away within the last hour. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes the managers be like, well, everybody needs to come get the recovery. And it's like, no, we're going to leave in like 5 minutes. No. Yeah. And it's a bitch to like see that extra stuff. So I know how that feels.
I wanted to ask you, though, I was saying, like, I got comfortable with this job. I don't think I ever did with the job at Rick. Do you think you ever felt comfortable at some point doing it? Really?
Yeah.
I think there was never a time before you would pick me up where I'm like, all right, let's do this. Like, no, it was like, oh, fuck, I really don't want to go right now.
Well, there were definitely days, you know, even after I got comfortable, there were definitely days where I was like, you know, it's not my favorite day. Like I had my you know, my better days and I had my least favorite days.
What was your favorite day?
Like, I feel like my most routine day was Monday.
Yeah.
Because it was always the same. Like, all days were the same, but I feel like there were differences in, like, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Monday was always the routine day because we always had the same buildings, and we always had the same, like, path and whatnot.
Yeah.
Tuesdays were better vacuum days because I liked the buildings better. It wasn't so didn't feel so long.
Well,
But my
I think
favorite
Tuesday is
days,
probably my favorite day.
I think I like I know you're probably gonna
Thursday?
hate this. Thursdays
No,
were
probably agree
probably
with you
my
on that.
favorite days because we were outside and we weren't carrying around those vacuums all day. We were on our own.
Yeah.
Again, we had our buildings, and the only times I didn't like Thursdays is when it was really hot
fucking
and the
hot,
vacuum or not the vacuum, the grass was really long. But those days when the grass was really short, those were good Thursdays.
Those were good Thursdays. And I'm sorry, Rick, if you're listening to this, but I'm not going to lie to you. I did not want to waste the bags. And there were certain points where I would go down a whole fucking street and it wouldn't even be filled. And I would just put them in one trash can.
Well,
I'm sorry.
What are you going to do? It's like sometimes you do. I remember certain buildings.
Well, hold on really quick. There was one time he almost caught me. And it was I did the whole 81st. And then I finally got to the end, and what happened? Oh yeah, so I did both sides of the buildings that are at the end there, and you're only supposed to do one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he just parked his thing there, and maybe he saw that because I had basically a pass that was going through both of them.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of finishing up on this side. I didn't do the parkway, and then I actually had to fill up the bag. It was my bag was full, or my for all you that don't know, basically there's like this kind of like metal bag that's connected to the lawnmower, and then you dump it into a trash bag and then you throw it away. And I was dumping it into there, and he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, did you are you doing both these ones together?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, are you gonna?" I mean, there's only got the parkway left. Are you gonna put it away? And I'm like, no, I already have another bag that I threw away. This is my second one. He's like, "Are you sure? Because the grass is short." And I'm like, "Yeah." And it was basically that whole block.
I feel like
that
he
was in
was
that
like,
bag.
you know what? I'm not dealing with this today. I know he's lying to me, but I'm just gonna
I
go.
lied to him so much too.
Well, I feel like we all did. Like, there was just certain points where it was like easier to lie.
Well, there was a lot of. I'm not gonna lie. There was certain points where he would ask if I did something. I'm like, "No, I don't think I did that. I think somebody else did that."
Well, he'd always like you and Dan, and sometimes Rob. He always he never gave you the benefit of the doubt. He would always just yell at you.
Yeah.
And then if he was wrong, he'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry."
The thing is, though, he didn't yell at me too much. He was always like he was about to. He was just kind of like in that disappointed phase. Like he was kind of pissed at me, but then he would be like, "All right, whatever, just go do it," or something. You know what I mean? He was just like,
yeah, because he wasn't a boss that just watched us. He had stuff to do too.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
That job.
Let's take our break now.
All right. Yeah. We'll be back.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back, bitches. Let's go. Anyways, yeah, that job was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I really liked the beginnings of Tuesdays, like Tuesday mornings when it was just me, you, and Terrence. Those were cool. Oh yeah, and then that other kid, that pothead kid.
Jeremy,
yeah.
kind of forgot about him.
Yeah, he was pretty lit.
He wasn't bad.
He was pretty lit. And then I think Thursdays were just the best because I would try to be as quick as I could be to get away from Rick's van and try to be ahead as much as I could. And it was good for the most part. Like those days where it was like short grass, you just kind of flow through and be ahead of everybody. But then towards the end, when the grass started getting big, then it was kind of like, okay, well, I'll do half of this one, and I know he'll come at this point and whatever. But it was just like the fact that I was listening to a podcast, or probably like 2 podcasts all day, and then just going through. I mean, it was really good. I mean, and then we would leave at 12 or around 12, and then me and you would get Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my God, I regret eating the way I did that whole.
Oh yeah.
That whole time.
Oh yeah.
Because I was at my lowest weight ever. I felt good. I was 140 something. And then I was like, oh, I'm doing heavy lifting here. I'm walking up and down stairs all day. I got to carry around this vacuum.
Yeah.
I'm sweating all day. Or I'm cutting grass and then I'm bagging it. And, I'm in the sun all day. I'm like, I'm going to be working out pretty good. So I think I have a little leniency on eating a little bit more what I like.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to watch what I eat. And I think I did that a little bit too much. Like, I was eating sandwiches every day and, like, cookies and stuff like that. I was still drinking a lot of water and, like, not eating a lot, but I was still eating, like, a little unhealthy. And we started doing McDonald's weekly on Wednesdays, and then we do Taco Bell after work on Thursdays. And then I was like, before I knew it, I was like almost 160, and I was like, oh shit. Now, I'm back like mid 150s. I'm like 155 or something like that.
I'm 149.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, I don't like that. I
Well, you want to bulk up, but hey, you haven't been to the gym in like 3 months.
Yeah. Basically.
3 months, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Well, according to my time, 3 minutes. But
Yeah.
Inside joke. Anyways, all right. So what? Oh yeah, the most important thing. The most important thing I did this week. I explained like 5 things. The last time we did this, I'm just gonna say one thing. I bought a Fender Telecaster in a butterscotch blonde with a black pickguard.
Oh my God! Can you stop saying these weird words?
Well, no, because anybody who's a Telecaster fan will know that's like the look. That's like the most favorited look of that guitar.
Just say wood. You got wood color. I know. Just say wood color.
Wood color. Yeah.
Yeah. Butterscotch blonde. What are you?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But dude, I'm really stoked about it coming. I've been looking back and forth to see if this guy fucking messaged me because he said it was gonna ship yesterday, and I want it to fucking ship so I know it's going to fucking come.
People say things, and then they don't do things.
Motherfucker. Yeah, awaiting shipment. Yeah. I mean, it's from New York, so what time is it over there now? It's like 10 o'clock, right?
If it's 11 o'clock here, what time is it there?
Oh, I know. They're an hour later, so it's 12 o'clock.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, I always get that shit mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sun rises in the east.
Yeah.
Sets in the west.
Yeah.
So there.
I still think that's weird. Like, their day starts before our day. You know what I mean?
Time-wise or sun-wise?
Time-wise.
Okay.
Like, technically, like, it'll be a Thursday for them at their 12 a.m., but it won't be Thursday for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it'll be 3 a. They'll already be, like, at 3 a.m. before California hits, their 12 a.m.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I mean, it's why they call it the city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't know if I would like living on the East Coast. I mean,
Why, you think everybody in the city is just going to keep you awake?
No, I just don't know if I'd like that, like, all, like, the late night shows are as late as they can fucking be. I mean, I guess here they're on from, like, 11 and 12, but then over there it's, like, fucking 12 and, like, 1.
It's not necessarily like that sometimes because they have different, like, sometimes shows will air East Coast version
channels.
And they have West Coast version.
Yeah.
So, and because they're pre-recorded, it's not like they're live. So
yeah.
that's why they could do the East Coast version and the West Coast version.
Yeah. Well, other than Saturday Night Live. Which is, but I don't know. I feel like if anything, I probably want to live. Well, wait. Is Texas the same time as us?
Texas, I don't
Maybe
think
depending.
so. I think they're an hour before us.
No, yeah, they probably are. I'd probably see. Like I was talking to Tom about this the other day when we were at Jersey Mike's and you went out. When we were sitting there, I was kind of like thinking about it. I'm like, it seems like the only plausible place I'm going to end up going is probably California. I mean, I honestly, I would really love to go to Texas out of anywhere, like Austin preferably. That seems to be like the only place you should live if you live in Texas. But
oh no, they are the same hour.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you move, because it's a big state. I mean, is there like half of it that's not?
No, it doesn't work like
doesn't
that.
Doesn't work like
it
that.
Doesn't. It's a state thing because
Oh, okay.
Like Arizona, the daylight savings time. Arizona.
They don't do it.
Yeah, they don't do that.
No.
So it's a statewide thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Or at least I think so. Yeah, I probably sound really.
You're probably right.
I probably sound really stupid to somebody. Because I know there are time zones, and it might not have anything to do with. I don't think it has. I think the daylight savings and whatnot. I think that has nothing to do with time zones. But I think also, I don't think they'd split. I don't think time zones split states.
Yeah. No,
It'd be weird.
I get what you're saying.
It would be weird if like half of the state was like
Yeah.
an hour ahead.
You just drive like a few miles.
And like it cuts cities in half. Like
Yeah.
you walk a block over and it's an hour difference
Yeah.
in time. It's like that would be fucked.
Yeah. No, because you'd be like driving on the highway, like you're like, hey, honey, I'm going back in time right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like, what if you had to work at 10 a.m. on like, on any given day, and you lived on the city where it was like an hour ahead. So like when you have to work at 10 a.m. over there, you have to like actually wait until like almost 11 a.m. your time to like start going to your job, and that would be weird to think about.
Do you think it'd be possible? Like, I know it's not like not possible in like the sense of gas and fucking not being pulled over or whatever, but say if a car started from where we are in Chicago and drove all the way to California just nonstop, let's say like 50 to like 100 miles, 70 to like 100 miles per hour, all the way from here to there, do you think they could beat the sun? Like, say at like the crack of dawn, like not the crack of dawn, let's say
From where to where?
from Chicago to LA.
No.
You don't think it's possible?
No.
Let's say from like 5 or 6 o'clock.
Okay, so if they start in Chicago at like 5 a.m. and they drive 70 miles an hour.
70 to 100.
Okay, that's a really
Non-stop.
That's a really big difference. So we should settle on like 85.
Okay, 85.
Okay, we'll settle on 85. Well, first we needed to figure out how far Chicago is from LA.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many miles? So let's go to Google Maps.
Going to Google Maps.
Directions. Chicago, Illinois to Los Angeles, California. The fastest route is 2,000 miles.
2,000 miles.
So if you're
So-
going 85 miles an hour and it's 29 hours away,
Yeah. Well, when would we consider it being night in California? You know what I mean?
when the sun sets,
And when would that be over there?
probably like 8 o'clock now in the summer.
Probably 8. Yeah, 8. We'll settle on 8.
So that's 12, 15 hours.
15 hours.
So no, you
No?
would not beat it.
Damn. I just wonder if that's like ever gonna be possible to like beat the fucking sun like that. I mean, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Well, okay, so it says it's 29 hours away, but I assume that's like if you abide by speed limits and stuff the whole way there, and there's no like traffic and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Well, what I was saying is basically like not possible because like if you were going over the speed limit, eventually you're gonna get fucking chased by cops, and there's eventually gonna be traffic.
Hold on. 2,000 miles divided by 85 miles an hour, you would shave off 6 hours.
Really?
But that's still not enough. Going
Damn.
85 miles an hour. If you did,
do 100.
because we got to get down to 15 hours.
Yeah, do 100.
So 2,000 divided by 100. No, we're still 5 hours off.
Damn.
So 2,000 divided by 120.
How fast do one of those bullet trains go in like Japan? Do you know how fast they go?
Hold on, divided by. You'd have to go 140 miles an hour
Oh my god.
to beat it.
I wonder. I'm gonna look up really quick how fast one of those bullet trains go. I'm sorry, this is a very boring part of the podcast. We're doing a lot of math.
320 kilometers per hour, which is 200 miles per hour. So they would beat it.
Oh yeah, they would beat it. That would be an awesome fucking train ride. Honestly, I mean, you would constantly be in daylight from Chicago to L.A.
It would be a 10-hour train ride.
See, yeah, that would be fucking lit.
Yeah, compared to a 29-hour normal train.
And I don't think we have
car ride.
Yeah, I don't think we have any of those here in America.
Not here. Our trains go like 3 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not cool.
Well, I mean, the train from where we are to Chicago is like 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
If we took a train, is there a train from here to LA? I feel like there would have to be.
I don't think they're connecting.
Yeah, I think we would have to get to another railroad at some point.
Another
right?
station to another station. Yeah, it would be a while.
Do you think that would be more expensive or less expensive than taking an airplane? I know it would take longer. But
I don't know. I feel like if it's going to take longer, it would be less expensive.
Less expensive. Yeah, I don't know, because if we ever did like a California trip, I'd want to make the trip there as less expensive as possible, and then trip back too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just going over there to me. It's just. I mean, I think the only time we would be able, me, you, and Tom, and Humna or whatever, would be able to probably go there is like a year or two from now, if like when my aunt and uncle are basically living there and we have a place to stay, because we don't have to fucking pay for somewhere to stay. That's great.
Yeah.
Because then that rules out so much cost.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, yeah, of course, in a big city like that.
That would be really good then. I mean,
yeah.
But everything's so expensive over there. Oh God, it's a fucking nightmare.
Well, that's why, planning a trip to New York, we're probably gonna look outside of the city, like even maybe New Jersey, and then drive in to the city, because it's not that far of a drive. Because my dad takes that trip from Pennsylvania every single day.
Why don't you ask your dad if he can? You guys can stay with him.
Well, we might do that for like a night or two, going there.
Just to crash there and then leave?
Yeah,
okay.
like just to save some money, and so we, that it'll save us enough money where we could stay there longer.
Yeah.
But he still lives like a few, like he I don't know how many hours it takes him, because when I stayed with him for a while, he used to leave at like 5 a.m. every morning, and I think he didn't work until like 8 or 9 o'clock. So
yeah,
it's still a bit of a drive for him, but it's not that bad because he makes it every day. And then he'd be done like 3, 4 o'clock, but he wouldn't get home until like 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 5, 6, whatever.
All right. Yeah, because, I mean, basically, if you go to a place, it's most of that money is going to wherever you're fucking staying.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the only part that, like, I'm really thinking about. Like, I'm not thinking about buying food or, doing things.
You really need, to live off anything. You can get dollar pizza every day.
Exactly. So I'm just thinking about, like, where are we going to stay?
Yeah, what's the whole deal? Oh, fuck. Sorry about that. My back feels weird right now. Oh, fuck. I was like sitting like that for a while. I don't normally ever sit like on my back. I usually always sit up, or at least try to.
Would you ever get like a professional massage done?
Like by a masseuse, right?
By a masseuse, just towel.
It would have to be a chick. If it was a dude, I'd feel so uncomfortable. And being as awkward as I am, I don't think I can. I don't know.
Are you worried about popping one?
Popping one, like getting hard?
Yeah.
No, I don't think no, that's not the word. Oh, you mean around a chick?
Yeah. Like, what if she started doing like your lower stomach?
I think they deal with that though. I feel like
I've read about it before. I read something the other day where it was like they were talking about like going through those situations, and they say they're trained for like anything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it happens. It's somebody's touching you.
Yeah, exactly.
With oil and
I was gonna say a friend of mine got like Brazilian waxed or whatever. And basically, the chick, what they do is they grab everything.
Yeah, they don't,
and
they can't hold back.
As soon as the chick grabbed his dick, it was kind of like a gothy looking chick, but whatever. And he got hard like right away, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she goes, "Oh, don't worry, you're gonna be losing this very fast." And then she did like the very first thing, I think, on his balls, and it just like went dead. He's like, "Oh," because the fucking pain just made it like.
Well,
that
yeah,
bad.
yeah. It's probably numb as hell.
Oh yeah, but the problem he had with it is like there was just like certain parts that would just like bleed randomly, and it happened for like a week. But then eventually,
so it started just bleeding randomly afterwards.
yeah, but only for like a week, but
Yeah,
only like
okay.
little dots. But then after that, you didn't have to fucking shave down there for 6 months, and that's pretty awesome. Because like, I don't know if that old wise tale is true. Like if you keep cutting it, it grows in faster and stronger or whatever. But
Well, I've always believed that.
yeah, because I think I do now, because it seems like I went from doing it like maybe like once every like maybe month to 2 months to now I do it once a month. Like I have to find a day during the month to do it,
Yeah.
because it's just like I'm not dating anybody now, but it's just like if I leave it there, it just feels so bad.
Yeah, I don't like
it's
it.
disgusting.
I don't like it. I think it's kind of. I don't want to say inhumane because it's obviously very humane.
Yeah, but it's just
it's dirty.
yeah, but do you
Dirty.
with a chick, do you like if she had a bush? Would you mind at all? I don't think I would. I don't think I would care.
No, it's.
I think it's a dude thing. I think at least shave your balls. At least.
And plus, it's her preference.
Yeah,
But yeah, like ball hair is.
ball hair is pretty bad. That's probably the worst part about it.
Yeah, and it's the hardest to shave too.
Yeah, but I think I told you I use shaving cream down there. I treat it like I'm doing like a whole. I treat it like I'm like what I would do to my face. I wet everything down, put shaving cream, and then I trim everything, and then I do it.
And you use the same razor, right?
No, well I
I'm kidding.
well I have Gillette, so I basically like I just switch out the razors.
Yeah.
But
See,
I make sure every time I put it back, because I'm like, I'm not going to fuck this up. This is not something I will fuck up ever.
could you imagine? Like, that'd be so gross.
I would not. I would probably kill myself.
Just be like, I could use this razor to cut my throat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I get I'm part of like the Gillette Shave Club, so they send me razors every 4 months, and like,
How much is that a month again?
It's like 20. No, it's $20 every 4 months.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, but like recently in the last few months, I've been growing it out, so it's like now I have like 7.
Your facial hair.
Yeah, my facial hair.
Just specify.
My facial hair. I'm touching my face right now. But like, it's just I have like 7 unused like new razors, and that's because I haven't been shaving.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't know if I'm wasting money or if it's a good thing that I have unused razors.
Yeah.
Because I just got a new like 4-pack the other day. I'm like, oh, I still have 3 unused ones that I haven't used in a while.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I talked about it on the podcast. I told you the other day I'm growing out this kind of bottom half right here, because like I have I can grow everything under my chin. I can grow everything around like the chin area, all here, and I can grow a mustache, and then I kind of have the whiskers here and grow sideburns. But I just the part that like that kind of makes a goatee, like that middle half here.
Yeah.
It just hasn't really grown in, and it's because I keep fucking shaving it. So now that I've been kind of letting this grow out, I kind of every day like there's more sprouts here and there's more sprouts here coming up. The thing that I hate though, I told you about my facial hair, or my body hair in general. Everything starts on the left faster, so this one is way more developed than this side, but eventually it'll probably even out. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really know why I'm doing it. I mean, I kind of want to just have the ability to have all my facial hair there, but I don't think I really ever want a beard. I don't know. I mean, my dad, I think he has a beard now, and it looks decent on him, but it's just like my brother, he has like a beard face, but if that's the way my beard's going to be, I don't want to have a beard. It just doesn't look good. Like I just don't like how the hair is, and I kind of think his beard would probably be like my beard, or my beard would be like his beard, because I mean this little patch here like that I have on my chin, it's like that's kind of probably what it would end up looking like, and I just don't know if I'd ever really want to have a beard. You know? Do you have any like patches I still need to like grow in.
Yeah, under my chin and like my neck area. There's still.
Do you have it to where it doesn't grow right under the chin?
No, I'm letting it grow out there, but I used to shave like my neck part. And yeah.
I do that still. I fucking can't stand that. But I used to not like it used to grow everywhere except like right under there. So there used to be like a patch right under it, and now everything grows in. But I don't like that though because it just like I don't know. Whenever I look down at my phone, even with this, it's like I could just feel it. It's like so gross, especially if I'm like sweaty. You know, if I'm at work or something like that, you just feel extra disgusting.
Yeah. Well, once mine gets like in there, it doesn't really bother me anymore. Plus, like I said, I don't know. You and Tom obviously didn't know they have beard products.
No, well, I knew they had beard products. I just didn't know there's a beard oil.
Yeah, it's like lotion for your beard. I mean,
my brother obviously doesn't use it.
A lot of people really don't. It's expensive stuff. Like good stuff is expensive. Well, obviously, but
beards are like I think for like the last probably like 5 or 10 years have kind of been like a big thing. So I think cornering the market.
Hipsters.
Yeah,
it's a hipster thing.
The best beard I think that there is we go to a comedy club and that guy who sells us the drinks.
Oh,
that's a pretty good beard.
That's all right.
That's a really good beard.
It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you about to close it out?
I was.
Yeah. Well, really quick, I just want to say, anybody who's part of our movie production will start very soon. I still have some stuff shipped. I have like plastic guns that need to be shipped still. There's some lights that haven't come yet. They might come later, and we can't do any night scenes without the lights. The mic, the boom mic is supposed to come. Should come either Tuesday or Wednesday, and if it doesn't come then, it is what it is. Like it's all depending on when the stuff ships in. So, and we're gonna have to do another week later. It is what it is. We have one main role. We have 2 main roles that kind of need to be taken up. So if you wanna, if anybody's listening to this, you live in the Palos Hills, Chicago area, basically, hit us up at The Legend Network on Twitter, The Legend Network on Facebook, Zach Dorr, ZACHDORR on Facebook, or at Zach Dorr or Zach_Dorr on Twitter. We still need people filled up. I have a lot of extras, but we still need more extras. So if you're interested, it's a free, you're not getting paid. This is like a free thing to do. You can use this movie as a reference and da-da-da-da-da. If you want to be a part of it, message us, basically.
Yeah.
And, but anyways, people that are part of the production will be starting as soon as everything gets here. And that's it.
All right. Well, find our social media links in the links down below in the description. Like, subscribe, follow. Goodbye.
Bye.